Hello everybody, this is Chibi Kissy of YouTube. As you can tell, we don't sound alike. I don't get why people think we sound alike. Anyways, hi guys. So due to Shribbit showing off some of the unreleased episode 2 of Jaded and Chicken, I had the idea to talk about my old projects. Again. If you know, you know. I did this some years ago, but since I've had a lot more projects for things that I've just straight up never made, I thought to just do another video like this. It's kind of crazy how many projects I decided to write down for this. Way more than I thought I would. I guess when it comes to making things, not every idea is gonna be a winner, you know? Anyways, let's get this show on the road, because I have way more than I expected. Jesus Christ. Also, I told Gizzy to do this as well, and she did her video before I could even breathe. Gizzy, can you slow down for what? The first one is, how the fuck do I pronounce this? Sinico's Survival. Or excuse me, Sinico's Heart Survival. I thought of this in 2024. The genre, supernatural horror and a dread kind of feel. This is insane to start with. This is the first one I saw. The plot of this one was, a magical girl comes out of hiding after failing to save the world to try and finish what she couldn't. Her friends, on the other hand, are a bit beyond saving. This was a dark magical girl kind of thing I was trying to go for. This was before I made my prime magical girl story, which is How the Villain, which isn't even technically about the magical girls, it's about the magical girl villains, but like, I always wanted to make a dark magical girl story, but never really found one I stuck with until I got to How the Villain. This was one of my many ideas. The fate of this, a small plot document was made, but it never became a thing outside of that. Like, I had characters written up, but I never made anything out of it. Would I bring this back? Maybe. It seems kind of cool, especially since I like post-apocalyptic stuff. I kind of don't fuck with the villains and would want to explore more of the actual world first, before I'm like, yeah, let's add characters to it. It's kind of like how, like, everybody, like, saw the backrooms and added monsters to it. Like, no, that's not the point of, like... This doesn't make any sense. Anyways, the next story I thought up, a witch story. It didn't have a proper name, so it's just witch story. I thought about this in 2020, you know, with that year, smirk. This was a slice of life comedy. The plot of this was, some witches are making spells one day. Accidentally gets botched and frozen for years. When unfrozen, they're in the present and very confused. Quoted by 2020 me. Yes, that's what I wrote. I actually think about this story quite a bit, even, like, since I never made it. Like, out of all of the stories, this was the one that I, like, was, oh yeah, that's the story that I should put in here, because I remember that one. I didn't realize how old it was until doing this video, though. I thought it was made in, like, 2023. I didn't realize it was 2020. The fate of this, I think about this story a lot. I never really got farther than the basic episode concepts. These characters never even had designs. Would I bring this back? I'm not really sure. It's a cute idea, but it sounds a lot like my stories I do already with the blending into modern times kind of thing. I would love to make more witchy characters though, because I think that is cute. Next up, the Fanime Prompt Challenge. This was thought up in 2018, aka when I basically first started getting into fanime. This was a harem mystery. Yeah, me making a harem series. Weird. The plot of this one is Shiro-sama, a salmon car, yes, that, somehow gets stuck in a prince's harem and must fight her way to win his heart, while defeating the stereotypical harem trope girls. But all may not be what it seems. Ooh, yes, this is where the mystery comes in. So, the Fanime Prompt Challenge was interesting because I'm pretty sure everybody who was going to do it got the prompt of harem? Or at least, like, a lot of people did. I at least know 3 people got, like, harem along with me, so that was pretty interesting. Also, at some point for this story, almost everyone was going to die. Yeah, I was kind of in my trying to be edgy phase with this. Quote-unquote Shiro-sama was going to freeze everybody and then run away with some, like, one girl. Eerie. For the fate of this one, 2 pages were written, but other than that, only a couple of character designs. Yeah, this one had character designs, so we're actually getting somewhere. Would I bring this back? No. I'm not into making harem stuff. And Shiro-sama, quote-unquote, was already repurposed into Icicle, and is in a completely different story now. I didn't even remember what her species was until I reread this. I didn't even know she had a species. Next up, A Tale of Two Nights. I thought about this in 2022. This one was a drama action. The plot of this one was two knights, each with different strengths, are set to do different tasks. One that fights more with physical, and one that fights more with magic. Although one is more popular than the other, and that really weighs in on the magic user. Reading this made me realize something. Like, rereading the entire thing. This is just like a plotline in Live Alive. This is just the plotline in Live Alive, or Steward's chapter. The concept was written, but I never did anything after this. Would I bring this back? Bro, this is a ripoff of Live Alive. I'm not bringing this back. I can't make Oystered. He's already perfect. I can't soil him. Next up, Blue Apple Search. I brought about this one in 2019. This one was a shitpost / one-shot. It was also a collab. I should have put that in the genre. After being a cent off from buying toilet paper, this was before the incident, Paran makes a wish for an angel to help her. This angel, however, is looking for their own item, blue apples. This was one of the first collab ideas I had with Gizzy Ava, yes, the person that I was lightly riffing at the beginning of this. We wanted to make something short and sweet, but still silly, combining the comedy from the both of us. Saying this was 2019, I'm so sorry, Gizzy. I was not funny back then. So this was actually going to be a thing. We had character designs and read this whole script. Like, we were on mark of finishing this. But then me and Gizzy found out about blue pearmans, which is actual blue apples. We didn't know they were actually real and crashed out so hard it never became a thing. Yes, that is what happened. Will we bring this back? Absolutely not. The crash out was too immense. Next up, Sweet Symphony. If you remember this, no you don't. I thought about this in 2017. I think. The genre of this was action, adventure, comedy, and drama. The plot of this, Sairyu, an old goddess, is reawakened after being sealed away in the planet's core for eons. She immediately wishes to reunite with her sister, but things are much more different than she remembers. Dramatic. This was one of my first fanime ideas. I actually made a video talking about this idea back in 2018, and even then I called it old. This was almost 9 years ago. Also, unfortunately, the story was when I was inspired by Funamushi. Over time, I grew bored of the story, and even started to hate it at a point where I basically blocked it out from my entire memory. Recently, I sold the main villain to this story to a friend of mine. He's written like leagues better now. Also, the main character accidentally looks like an OC I use now, so would I bring this back? No. Absolutely not. Next up, Miss Morfran. It seems I didn't get too far with this one. Next, oh god, this is French. Aventures de la Terre. I want it to be fancy, huh? I thought about this one in 2021. This was a comedy adventure. A plot. Every few decades, a couple of children from different villages are taken onto a travel school to become fighters to protect their villages, / people from threats like monsters. Chikako is one of these kids chosen, despite her not knowing much about the outside world. Her and 4 other kids are going on an adventure, and they do not know what's in store for them. Lucky me, I wrote the plot. The name Chikako may be familiar for you if you've been on my channel before. Yep, it's that Chikako. Chikako from Video Game Disaster Club. She was actually going to be in this originally. I made the idea due to fucking... Y'all remember High Guardian Spice? Yeah. Although, unlike a lot of people, I actually watched the entire thing before I thought of this. Needless to say, this had a concept skeleton, but not much else. Would I bring this back? It's a cute idea, and I'm much more into, like, Dragon Quest now, so it would be less spiteful. And probably better. But I don't think I'd bring it back. Also, I can't use the main character anymore because, well, you know. Although if I ever made that VGDC RPG, it'd be a very funny reference. I just hit my microphone. Next up, Yao Mew Mew. I thought of this one in 2018. This one was also a shitpost, and in quote-unquote comedy. Plot. Tai, your normal high school girl, is a magical girl. Or at least I think she is. This was a Tokyo Mew Mew riff-off, probably. Alright, ripping off the bandage, I never watched Tokyo Mew Mew. In fact, I'm just now starting to read the manga. Yup. I made this before I even knew what Tokyo Mew Mew was. It's more of a Hime's kind of thing. This was my attempt at making a troll fanime back then. Yup. And I was like, every fanime is Tokyo Mew Mew. I might as well make a fanime like that. Needless to say, I had no idea what I was doing. Apparently it was gonna be me and my friends in this. The fate, exactly 1 page was written. Would I bring this back? No. Although, funnily enough, I had a Tokyo Mew Mew piece of art made of my Sona some years ago, which is really funny to think about. I kinda wish that she was in my actual skin tone though. No fault to the artist, I just did not know how to draw my Sona. Next up, Fish and Dish. This was also a 2018 project. This one was a 4-coma kind of comedy thing, and this one I will have the benefit of actually saying it's a comedy. The plot: the misadventures of Yoko and Waruri, two yokai just trying to live their day-to-day lives in Gensokyo. Yep, this was a Toho project. So this was back when I used waffles. You know, as I was editing this, I realized what would have been worse, becoming a Wafflos YouTuber or becoming an art commentary YouTuber. Both were pretty bad. Maybe I'm glad I just became a fanimator. Anyways, this was when I was inspired by the skits of old, and also my friend Alyssa, who is not evil. I wanted to make something like her 4-comas, and so Fish and Dish became a thing. Except at the time I didn't have a computer. Yes, I thought about this when I didn't have a computer. While this had a few ideas here and there, and even some whips of actual Waffles props, I grew bored of the program around the time I actually got a laptop and never made it a thing because of that. And would I bring this back? No. I don't think I want to touch Waffles. Although I'd make a cute one-shot fanime. Next up, so I guess I'm a magical girl. Banger name, nothing in the dock. Pretty please, don't make me a magical girl, this is not. Next up, 7 Green Vampire. I thought about this one in 2022. Ironically, I'm recording this in March. Will it come out in March? I don't know. You'll see why this is ironic in a second. This was a comedy slice of life. The plot: the entire middle school throws a prank roll for the week of April Fool's Day. The kid that can come up with the biggest prank will be giving a crown at $50. $50. A group of kids wish to win that, but they must go up against the science club and have to go undetected by the student council. This was a visual novel idea for NaNoWriMo of 2022. I was actually pretty excited to work on this at the time, since another one of my friends was also entering the jam. Remember Gizzy Ava? Yerp. The fate of this one's a bit sad. I actually finished the entire written code for the story, like it was fully written. It is still fully written. I just had to make the art and other things for it next, but I reread it and realized I did not like this. I just straight up did not like how the story went, so I canned it and quit. Yeah, kinda sucks, but sometimes ideas just don't land, even if you finish the entire thing. Would I bring this back? Honestly, I could. I'd rewrite it if I did. It has more of a possibility than a lot of these other stuff. And this one actually has a possibility, because the main character of 7th Grade Vampire is now Maxwell's little sister. Yes, Maxwell from Video Game Disaster Club. In fact, the original character of this was Maxwell. Or at least Gretchen was Maxwell's inspiration before I actually made Gretchen her own thing. Fun facts with Tangerine. Next up, an unnamed magical girl story. I made a lot of these. This one was thought up in 2018. Oh no. Another comedy. Kohi is a magical girl. Her mistress is a professional magical girl. Kohi isn't too interested in being a magical girl properly though. I forgot this one existed until I was doing this video. It seems to be another attempt at a troll magical girl series. This had a page done. Not even a full one, but it exists. Would I bring this back? I think the idea of a senior magical girl and a new one is kind of a cool idea. But realistically, what would I even do with this? Terror Girl Season 2. Sniles. I thought about this one in 2021. The genre: magical girl drama horror. Plot: 2 years after the incident, if you know you know, Rose and Cherry are trying to live normal girl lives now, but it seems like their old friend might be back. For some context of this one, if you don't know what Terror Girls is, this was a fan-made fanime idea for the fanime Terror Girls. That's a lot of fans. You would have to watch that for the context because, yeah, this was a fan-made season 2. I made a whole episode for this for writing practice, and an opening was sketched out, but I never followed through, which kinda sucks because I do actually like my character designs for it. Would I bring this back? This one's in the maybe area. Like, I made OCs for this, but I don't know how the plot would go, which is the main reason why I never made it, but I do have a lot of ideas for the scenes. Next up, oyster ice cream. This was also a 2018 project. Oh my god! This one, a comedy and slice of Gizzy. That's to be explained. Plot: an alien girl crash lands near a couple on their honeymoon and deems herself their new kid. Shenanigans ensue. I made this in an attempt to parody my friend Gizzy Ava's fanime, which at the time always had a quirk of being named after, like, food. You know, sour candy-filled donuts. I was trying to think of another one, but that's the only one that comes to mind. They are very nonsensical with their humor, and I thought I could replicate that. In 2018, I was very stupid and cannot replicate Gizzy's amazing humor. Again, I am so sorry, Gizzy. Fate for this. The episode script was finished, and designs were made thanks to Gizzy for finding them for me, but I never went further any than that. Would I bring this back? Honestly, yes. I kinda do. I kinda want to bring this back, and I might. In fact, I told some other people that I wanted to bring this back, and they say you have to, so I'm like, actually, I'm kinda down for it, admittedly. We might see the return of oyster ice cream. Next up, Bug School. This was also a 2017 project. Jesus. The genre for this was school, slice of life, comedy, and for one episode, it was randomly a horror. The plot: a bullet ant, wow, is sent to a school. Wow, I wonder why it's called Bug School. She meets a bunch of other bugs. This was thought up due to me watching a video of an ant succumbing to a fungal infection. No, I am not kidding. I watched it in class and was doodling it, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. So that inspired the entirety of Bug School. That's where the horror comes in, by the way, because I had an episode where Bullet has a nightmare and becomes the infective ant. Yeah, I wrote some small bullet points for this, but it never got past 2 character designs, even if I had ideas for some of the others. Would I bring this back? I think about it a lot. Like, this is the one that I also think about a lot, like, other than the witch story. I didn't realize how old Bug School was, but it would be a very, like, more low-key thing if I think about bringing it back. Next up, elementary horror. This didn't have a proper name. I thought about this in 2020. You know, maybe that's true horror. Genre: horror. Duh. The plot: a teacher is tasked with keeping a child alive while they both go through a hellish, twisted school. If the child is harmed in any way, the teacher will be sent to hell. Kind of dramatic. The people they encounter seem to be faceless, save for the occasional mouth and eyes. This was written when the pandemic was in full swing, so I had a lot of bored ideas I wrote down. The idea was written, but that was it. Would I bring this back? It's a neat idea, but I feel like it's too close to Corpse Party. So, like, unless I wanted to make a Corpse Party ripoff, Doppelganger RPG. I thought about this in 2020 as well. The genre: adventure drama. So you know the stories where the hero has like an anti-self or like an evil self? It's the Negachin! But it's just like an emo-looking version of themselves. Yeah, that was this. Except you play as the emo-looking clone. This was another idea I wrote during the pandemic. I think I was inspired by my beloved fanfiction, which also involved doppelgangers. My beloved fanfiction is a fanfiction of the Four Swords manga, which also has a very popular doppelganger that nobody knows how to write correctly. The idea for this was written, but that's also about it. I mean, it's cool, but I don't really know how to make it interesting, so I don't know if I'd bring it back. Magical girl thing? Yeah, that was the name. That's not me being confused. That was just actually its name. So this one was thought up in 2020 as well. This was a magical girl drama horror. I really wanted to make something scary with magical girls. In this world, if you find out a magical girl's actual identity, you are then forced to become one. But instead of becoming one willingly, which is much safer, you must work toward a schedule, or be killed off by the other magical girls trying to escape. This was created originally to be a full series for my short Sea Cutie. If you remember Sea Cutie, no you don't. The idea was written, but nothing is made. I think it was due to me not being really proud of Sea Cutie, so I never made it a thing. Would I bring this back? Nah, I'd rather make something I'd be proud of. Alright, here's the last one, and it's if you know, you know. Apathetic Lamentations. Yes, this was going to be a fanime. I thought about this in 2013. 2013. This is my oldest one here. This one was gonna be a comedy, which if I was dissing my 2018 comedy, I don't want to know what this one was like. The plot: Devani Volgal is a Dustinor girl working at a guild. She and her friends are often getting into weird shenanigans. Yeah, this is my oldest one that I still have. Yes, I'm still making this one. I went through a lot what I wanted to do for this, apparently. Apparently I was gonna make it a comic, before making it a video game, before making it a fanime. The fanime version of this actually was written, but I stopped writing it after a point. I think I was busy with school, so I couldn't pay attention to it. Looking at it now gives me so much psychic damage you can actually make me implode and give me hives on top of that, so this one's not becoming a fanime. But would I bring it back? I already did. It's just not a fanime. You guys should follow me on AO3, so then whenever I post Apathetic Lamentations for the year, you actually see it. And that is all she wrote. Yep, that's about all of them. I probably have some more somewhere, but a lot of my documents in Google Docs are unnamed. And I don't want to go through so many of those just to see a fanime with no pages on it, because I got 2 of those here. But I thought that this would be a fun idea because, you know, Jaden Unshaken episode 2 came out and I was just like, yeah guys, we should talk about our old projects. So I hope you had fun with this video. Also, if you want to release a video, never give Gizzy video ideas before you do, because Gizzy will release it in 2 days. I learned this the hard way. Anyways, bye!